double meeting the abona skin pain. Medisika koma madofo any abusia e de fa tap send so. Adentia every say e so easy, reliable, fast and convenient. Sim market where be na adofo ensaka sikano e wagana e kwan ben e na wo be faso and one say go be grabo o smartphone na wa download e tap send e wo phone so na wo de ko eni gisam kese ne say baby a wo bia wotimi send sika e kom wo busua e wo my Ghana mu e wo abra wonti ahye e tap Nemo kai say obe yusu promo code e was screen you see and the so now obenya £5 on top, €5 on top. Sika what do you come ebusia ewo oh my Ghana ma mene papa any beje dodo sata aba.
And of course, no pressure, nah blue. Nipa or ma pressure mouse. Pressure etimi ma BP. Pressure ebetimi ama timer. What road them one? Ya so light no. Ne wa dwen you say still. Also light. Be no go do no. No, I swear this thing that happened to me before. Like who read them no. Why did you know? So when you enter the room. You have to put on the light. If you got the light on now, I got many.
The she cried the Ukraine keys now. We're here
Wow, so no pressure. And Nana Blue has given us a beautiful song. And I know so many people love it. I'm up for square. This Nana Blue girl, she can sing. Yeah, Nana Blue can sing. As to why Shanton loves most fancy artists and ladies to be specific, it is not too clear. But then, Shanton Sarkodie.
Yes, I do. I mean, obviously, yeah, trying to force the name Shanton, but
sorry. Stephen Mason, CEO of Coffee Men's Music. No, I want to do what the people like. Maybe the people when they call you Shanton, because since our bike now, Shanton. Everybody is like Shanton.
That's a very diabolic.
Shanton, I told you I arrested. Shanton. But what is it about you ladies, fancy girls?
Oh, I've already told you about my decision, my penchant for female artists, because I think that, as I always say, the females are not very much in the space, so we need to all help and get more female in the space. So that's my it's a personal bias towards trying to get more females into the space. So that's to do with that one. But as for the fantasy, they're very. I mean, right now.
Are you a fancy yourself?
Okay, yeah, partly fancy.
Partly fancy. Okay.
And fancy is sweet. Fancy is romantic. Fancy is the ish. I mean, everybody's doing she. So if you do fancy small, I said no, I can't be sad. And so it's a nice language. It's a nice language.
I know there is a case you are handling with Nana Blue. The Darling Music record label or limited. They are calling you to pay 500k before they can handle Nana Blue to you finally without stress. Have you paid 500,000 Ghana cedis, stating not 5 billion? What you are?
Charlie, that issue is giving me pressure.
No pressure. Why is that issue
giving me pressure? I am hopeful that we'll get around it, but. Charlie, you see, sometimes you want to be a bit diplomatic with people and try and deal with stuff more diplomatically, and so I would want to stay off that conversation just for now until we try and find something.
Why are you always staying off from issues?
No, you see, because
they say he who runs from fighting runs to fight another day.
But you see, the difficulty is that the problem is that
no one didn't pray for Shanton.
No, where is that to try again? Say,
me said 500,000. You bet you as a girl or the number finally. Jitum kekena kotua anazo or say bepache umpo. I'm saying me who story back or say you should just come and apologize or the betchem. I saw a story like that. I think from Miss G and so called 3 FMs last Saturday. And also, Omumra, no Metnas, no Mumpacha, Kempuna, meet media chum, but we are on
but you see, again, I don't want to have this because we are trying to solve it off. But I've tried to make her engage her on this, and
so you tried to engage Mimi.
Yeah, I tried to engage Mimi.
And what did you guys arrive at?
You see, because the conversation is still ongoing, I would want to stay off.
She's still demanding that you pay.
Not really, but there's a conversation ongoing. You get the point?
Oh,
you see, Sammy.
Is she demanding that you pay still? Because I said I saw a story.
Sammy, by the point that what am I paying?
You are paying for the 500 bailout or buyout. There is a buyout clause in Nana Blue's former label, that is Darling Music. A buyout of 500k. I have seen it, and I want to believe you have also seen it.
And I'm saying that as far as my correspondence with Nana Blue is concerned, and before I signed Nana Blue, I asked her to tell me the full story on exactly her relationship with Darling Music. And she told me that as far as she's concerned, the way is clear.
That is what Nana Blue
exactly
told. So what if she lied to you?
No, I don't think. No, but you think I would just listen to her, and I also asked her to show me some documentary evidence of the fact that there's the way is clear. She showed me.
You knew she was signed to Darling Music?
Yeah, I did.
You saw her contract?
No, I didn't see her contract.
So why then do you think that when she told you she's been cleared, you believed it or you trusted that information?
Because the information she gave me was coming from the right source.
Which is Nana Blue herself.
What is Mimi herself? The label that she was on.
At that time, did you take the pains to speak with or to
No,
Mimi?
I didn't speak to her.
For how long have you been working with Nana Blue?
Give and take, that would be 6 months.
Oh, then it's so fresh.
Yeah, 6 months.
It's so fresh. So
and you see,
the 500k.
And you see, I feel that I don't, again, because the conversation is still ongoing, so I don't want to talk plenty about it. But and I also understand that sometimes artists take people who are managing them for granted, and that is the hand side on which I am trying to slow down and make sure we go through the process properly. But else, I feel some of the strongholds, some of the conversation, some of the stuff are not fair to me, and I'm just trying to be.
Who is not being fair to you?
I'm just trying to be a nice guy, but I'm telling you, I'm trying to be.
No,
nice
who is not being fair to you?
I'm just saying that I think that it's not. I mean, there are a lot of things that are not very, very clear. I mean, so now you say we should stop work until you
settle the issue.
I mean, if you
that is to your own interest, so that you don't continue to breach the law. It is to your own interest. The law that she is signed or she was signed to Darling Music, and you've taken her.
And I'm saying that except what I'm saying is fictitious, which it doesn't show is fictitious. What I've seen from Nana Blue look very legit, and I've also asked my lawyer guys to look through the document. They say it's legit.
All right,
but again, I'm just listening to them and pulling a bit of a stop so that we can have a conversation to try and resolve it. And it's out of respect for Mimi and people around who are having a conversation with me. But else, I do not think that it's really a fair.
Okay, let me get the opinion of Mr. Michael Na, who is also the boss of Dream Studio, what he thinks about the position of Mr. Stephen Benson here for the purposes of our viewers, aka Shanton and the Nana Blue saga. Mr. Na, what do you also see? Is he convincing you, or he is rather implicating himself with what is happening?
Okay, good evening. It's interesting. He says he has a liking for female artists. As he said that, my mind went straight to Bulldog.
But he doesn't believe in the Bulldog ideology, though. No, he doesn't believe.
Of course. That spells out differences in people. I think that this management issue, this contract issue. Last night I was on the phone for about 3 hours on a similar case.
Okay.
You know, and when somebody raises a red flag, I think you better pay attention. You know, because much as you may be convinced per what you may have seen, you know, there may be other things you may not know, or you may not be privy to, you know. And I once said it on this set that when artists are about to be signed on, you know, the excitement, the mixed with desperation and all, it makes them say stuff, you know. They may even malign their previous labels
and managers,
you know, just so that they can break through to the new place, you know. So taking her word for it, and I think it's
bro.
Wait.
No, I didn't take her word. I didn't take her word for it. I took the evidence you showed me. Because I went to do.
And what did the evidence say to have convinced you to still continue to work with her?
The evidence says that she could go.
When the contract had not expired?
What evidence you can always give, when you realize you don't want to work with the person, you can give a
yes, and the contract says that if at a point you think you are not interested in the contract and you want to walk out, you pay a bailout of a buyout.
But in this case, it was not like it's as who wanted a bailout. It's a label says that they've changed their course. They want to redirect their energy, so they want to. She can go.
Yes. So why did she not put that one too on paper?
It was sent to the person.
What was sent to the person?
You know something. We'll discuss. You continue. No, because you know.
No. See, what was sent to the person? To which person?
Saying it too much might not honestly help
the conversation.
Off the record. I mean, behind closed doors. So I want to hold on.
But you see, remember that there is always public judge or public court that you are facing. And as a friend, I wouldn't wish that all the time people are judging you for what you've not committed or for the crime.
Yeah, the reason why I'm trying to put some information out there.
Sammy, I think for you know, he may be benefiting from that.
No, he's not benefiting from it. He's not. Yes. I know what he would have benefited in this particular one. He's not benefiting because it puts the lady, the Nana Blue girl, in a tight yes. Because if she starts going on interviews, all her questions will be about me. Because she has good songs to promote. That's why I think yes, we are mentioning her name, but even those who are mentioning her name, are they equally playing her songs? Maybe not to what I expect. That is why I think that if this man has anything to play, this is a huge platform that anyone in the world can get to know that you are not guilty. But me, you are a friend to me, I will always defend you, but you are not convincing me.
I'm not convincing because I can't say much. I mean, I can show you some other stuff after the conversation. But I'm just saying that for what I know, and you see, I sent all the documents to my law team to look at it and say, Stephen, do we have a case? And all the time we have a case. But you see, I don't want to go that route because you drag. I mean, I don't need to. You don't need to. I'm not the type who believes in having too much controversy around an artist. I believe in, letting the song be the controversy. So that's how come I'm trying to find out. But some people are taking and trying positions and it's not really helpful. But we try and find a way around it.
I see. Big man, what advice would you give to him on the Nana Blue issue finally? And let's wrap up.
Yeah. So as quickly as possible, they should just try and resolve the thing. You know, like I said, once this thing keeps coming, the red flags keep coming, he should find a way of finding out what the other people have on his blind side, you know, so that it can be resolved, you know, because for all you know, they have some one or two cards to their chests. They are waiting when Nana Blue kind of blows up, then they kind of play that kind of card against you, and that you wouldn't want to.
And I think that's what is happening because right from the word go, they never came up until now that they feel that the girl is picking some.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen Mensah, CEO of Kofi Men's Music, and Mr. Michael Nah, he's also the CEO of Dream Studio. If you want any recording, whether home or abroad, Mr. Nah can sort you out. And this man here, if you're a female artist and you can sing fancy, he's also ready to manage you very, very well. Guys, that was just by the way. And let's talk about one thing about politics. Sarkodie is in the news once again. Tilly gave that story to us during the Celebrity Post segment, but then because we are senior men in the game, also we want to know your opinion. Sarkodie saw that cartoon put out by Sammy of NDC, and Sarkodie says, "Boss, go and put that thing down, go and delete it. Now, some people have also said that, oh, Sarkodie, you are being biased of a sort. You don't seem to see the wrong in NPP. You are only seeing the wrong in NDC all the time. And they've come at him, especially Kelvin Taylor. We all know Kelvin Taylor, with all due respect, host. In fact, he said so many things about Sarkodie. I don't know if you want to listen to it.
I've heard one thing.
Oh, you've heard?
Yes,
okay. If you've heard it, then we will not go back to play it again. I don't know if Mr. Na,
No, I haven't.
You haven't heard. Do you think Sarkodie doesn't have the moral rights to mention anything politics? Or, yes, he's human. He also has choices. Like he said, there was a song he even put out called Choices. Yes, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so at this stage, Mr. Michael Na can have a better appreciation of the information as presented to us for him to dissect it. But then let me even start with Shanton, because he understands this better. Yes, Steve.
Yeah.
What is your position on this? Is Kelvin Taylor right? Is Sarkodie right? How are we going to manage this situation?
I think Kelvin Taylor's language could have stayed refined. I mean, without having to go at his what you say and stuff. I thought that was
once again, that is choice.
Yeah, I know, but that's also my choice to say that was
okay.
Off. And I would have loved it if he had stayed off those innuendos, because it kind of destroys the quality of his submission. But apart from that, I think you see yesterday I called a friend of mine who is also an industry person. He posted something about Showbiz, and I called him and said, Charlie, this is our country. We haven't grown to the point where we can understand people are making points of interest and position, but not political affiliation. So I should be able to be an MPP person and still castigate MPP for something that is doing wrong. But in this part of our world, when you do that, anytime you speak against one party, they take it off and think that, oh, one person party somewhere else. Do you get a point? So I told him to be careful how he plays, because in our part of the world too, when they don't like what you say politically, they come at you directly to destroy even your business. And I've said before, I've gone through that. I've seen people have lost businesses because of a political stand or me not agreeing with a political activity or something. And we all see it. SAC has been in this country. I've always said SAC has been. Sometimes I feel like he finds it difficult to speak. That's how he looks like. And this is how I've seen it, or from where I sit. It looks to me like every time he comes out to speak about something, I don't know whether it's unconsciously or wrong timing or whatever. It never the case when it's with MPP. Do you get what I'm saying? I say every time you come out and say something, he speaks only when NDC is seemingly wrong. But he doesn't. I say, MPP before Because see, there are a lot of things that NDP has done this year that we all, or they've done that were wrong, that we all see now, we think it's not good. That people have spoken about it. He never speaks about it. You know, but it looks to me that when NDC does something that is wrong, that's where he finds his voice. That's how it looks to me. I'm not saying that that's the case. And again, about doing music against stuff that he did 2000, those times when NDC was on, it's his choice. So I don't want to begrudge him as by force against NPP if he doesn't want to. But I feel that because of the way he's positioned himself, he needs to be careful when he's making a point about it. Because as I not quite said, it can't be the case every time as one party that does something that you don't like. It can't be the case, because we all been in this country whereby NPP was trying to put up the cathedral. That everybody were up in arms. Somebody never said anything about it. Your point. And as he was saying, there are people stuck in outside this country where they want to try and get back to the country.
Himself.
He's there.
His family,
but he hasn't come out to go at the government. The government should do something about it.
I think the wife tried one time. The wife made a statement like that one time, and again on Twitter, she was also not spared. People really chastised her for asking the president to open the borders.
So I'm saying that it is important because we are a country which is sharply divided along political lines. It's a country that's about almost 45 on each side at every point in time. So that's why I don't think that artists should dive into that space, because it is too sharp for me. So it's always good for me if an artist
cannot speak politics. Is
if
that
you
what you were
do,
saying?
you will have issues. If you do, there's a very high chance that about 45 or lower percentage of the country will throw you off.
We were born to have issues as humans.
Yes, but don't forget, artists thrive on numbers. And so if you're in a country that is just about 35 million in population, you need more of them. So you don't need to have it divided at you on political lines. You don't need it. So I think that what I thought Sarkodie would do is that just stay away from politics. Stay away from commenting. If you don't want to, you can't do both sides when you see them. Sometimes I've always said that because you've been seen to be speaking on one side, you would intentionally speak up when you see something that's wrong on the other side, so they can balance it. Though you don't even agree, sometimes you don't even agree too much, but you just say it so they can balance. So people will see, because it's a perception. It's a public perception that's way in some of these things. So as you keep seeing that, okay, maybe I think the American said they are not quite this side, we are wrong, I'm just side, so that you will be seen as being balanced. I was interviewing. I had an interview with what's the name of the guy? This man, J.W. Amley. He made some rather very amazing comment. Then I feel that
on politics,
and so I haven't released a video because if I release right now, some people will lose their seats. So I'm waiting for the right time to put it out there. Maybe before then they'll put it out there. But I'm just saying that if you're a musician and you know you can't balance, you can't be seen balanced. Because don't forget, it's perception. If you can't say it when the party A does wrong and say it when party B does wrong, don't jump into it.
Alright, thank you so much. His name is Stephen Mason. He is the CEO of Government's music label, and that is his position. He thinks that if you think you cannot judge, you just have to keep mute. We best say shush, and let's continue like that. Okay, now let me move on to Mr. Michael, now Dream Studio Boss. Let me listen to what he will also add to this conversation.
Because music is a powerful tool.
Okay.
And practitioners are equally powerful. Talking about musicians. Okay. By the very nature of the trade, you have to be neutral. You must be seen as a statesman. Any attempt to take sides, regardless of the fact that you have choices, will be seen as it would deprive you of that kind of statesmanship. It's a very delicate area to play around with, but it's a fact. Musicians world over are supposed to be neutral. They are supposed to be. They are more like messengers, more like prophets. In a certain sense, to the country. Okay, because if you listen to some of the music that have been churned out, very, very prophetic in nature. They speak. When a musician is experiencing the inspiration to write, you can never tell where the inspiration is coming from, and most of the time they get to say stuff that even outlive them. I can cite someone like Bob Marley. I can cite so many beautiful examples. Okay, now if you are seen as playing around certain political whatever, then you what's the word? It's a kind of dangerous thing to do. The best position, in my opinion, where musicians can play is to speak for the masses.
And can't we say Sarkodie was speaking for the masses in this case? Because there are also so many people who have said that no, that thing the guy did was too sensitive for him to have done that. Something really serious is happening elsewhere that people have not even found solutions to.
Yes.
And you are here politicizing it.
Yes.
So if Sarkodie also put out a tweet ordering him to delete it, is he not speaking for the masses as you are talking about?
Not necessarily.
I think one of the songs I was looking for was called Masses and Inflation.
Not necessarily in this case.
Fine. Coming to the poster, the cartoon, it smacks of insensitivity, especially with regards to what's happening in America and the rest of the world. All right. So to have that kind of similarity, you know, I think that yes, it's quite insensitive, you know. He could have been bashed from other areas, you know, but it was also the case that Sarkodie has been seen as, you know, and I'm choosing my words carefully here. He has been perceived as pro NPP, all right, because then whether by coincidence or by design, whenever he puts out a statement, it kind of goes against NDC, you know. That's the perception out there.
Okay.
You know, I want to believe it's just coincidence, but if it's by design, then something is not really correct. All right. I respect the fact that he has the choice to belong to any political party of his choice. All right. He has the political right to exercise his choice, his freedom of whatever association or whatever, you know. But then, as his position is, it's a very murky ground for him to play around.
Okay.
You know, that's my concern. You know, that's my concern. I think he should have left that thing for, because of course, other people have commented on the same picture.
Okay.
But onona, and coming to Kelvin Taylor's, I would rather not comment on it because the choice of words, no. You know, the choice of words. I think we should. Let me skip that part. All right, but I think said as musicians we should remain messengers.
Okay.
All right, we should churn out messages that will speak to the masses. It will speak for the masses. All right, it will seek to cause changes, you know, in the way we think and all that. You know, so that we are not seen as aligning to one political, because those political stuff they are transient. All right, and then you know, so. And even coming to the marketability of the musician himself, all right. And let's say political party, no, it may favor you, but just only then you have yourself in serious issues, you know. So these are my views on I mean the happenings. I think musicians naturally and generally should remain neutral.
Okay.
And be the messenger.
Okay. This is the time. We still have to talk politics. Sarkodie will talk politics. Shatawale will talk politics. And I don't know if people haven't also observed that for the past month, Shatawale also seems to be speaking good about NPP and Akufo-Addo's government. Shatawale is always speaking good about them. It has not become an issue.
Because there's a seemingly outlook of Shatawale as being pro NDC. He's looked at way before, and now he's looking different.
He's looked pro NDC before,
and now he's looking that way. And don't forget that his his family lineage is a bit more towards NDC. Get the content. So I mean he's allowed, because people think that okay, he's done this one, so he's, you know, there's a balance. That's why I keep saying that if there's a balance, it's okay. If you're seen to be bashing here and bashing there, then people would appreciate you when you do it. I mean, people will not put you onto. You know, Ghana, we like tagging people. The moment you do small, you go small, they'll tag you. So you need to be seen as bashing both sides. And when there's need for praise, you praise. This cartoon thing, I also don't agree with the NDC guy for doing it. Because yes, of course, I thought it didn't make sense. Especially the subjects matter, and you put a whole president onto that cartoon. I mean, that was not good enough. So I also didn't feel very happy with it. But I don't
know if today you checked Mohammed's timeline on Facebook. Mahama also, that is ex-president Mahama, also brought another poster which came out in the past, and it was about the Ayawaso West Wagon during that election confusion, and there was a similarity to that. Some people also attacking others. It was also another cartoon. So he said that okay, if we find that one, okay, why are we finding a trouble with this particular one?
Did he like it when it was done?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know what he said at the
no, but
time.
he's bringing it back because he didn't like it. So if you didn't like it, why do you want
Maybe
to
he liked it, but based on people's commentary.
I don't know. But
So I want us to also consider this angle. Can an artist like Sarkodie, I'm not sure about this, it is just the projection that I'm putting out. Can he also can he sign maybe a deal with a political party that, okay, I'm for you, I'm not going to critique you, I'm not going to say anything bad about you, but then to project all the positives about your party? Can an artist or a celebrity also go that tangent?
Bro, it's money. If the Benjamins make sense, of course.
I love that. I love if the Benjamins.
Yes, I mean, if you think it's worth your lifetime career to hinge your career to a political party and they're ready to pay you and pay you good, make everybody around you feel comfortable, of course, why not? Because don't forget, it will mean that you're looking at half of the Ghanaian population. Because if you go for that portion, that's the half of it, and then you're getting money to that effect. So it's numbers. So if the money is good, I mean, somebody or maybe somebody, MPP or NDC comes to you and say, will sort you out good, but very, very good. Bro, I mean, if the money is good,
just go
look the other way and then we'll move for it.
Okay, Mr. Let me also get your opinion on that.
An example comes to mind. This journalist, what's his name? Jefferson Saki. Who seems to have devoted his trade to the MPP. I think it's a similar thing we're talking about. So yes, once you're an artist, you're a talent, you have something to offer, and you think that the political party will be interested in it, and like Steve says, the papers are good.
Let's go grab it.
Why not?
The Benjamins.
The Benjamins.
So if Sarkodie is doing that, then we should.
I hope that we're not. Please, there's a disclaimer. We're not saying that's what's happening. Sammy, myself, and my brother here, we're not saying that's what's happening. Sammy was just asking a question. Maybe. I beg. We don't want to borrow money.
Okay.
The question I can't make is that because of Sarkodie,
This is Sarkodie then.
I
Ghana nipa Santini be mapa.
Santini be mapa. Our voice as a normal Ghanaian player, or also the big also a big Ghanaian.
Papa.
It's a thing Pina Shanton the honor cafe and Sarkodie the view of what to
what I was saying was that as an artist, you need to be seen as a unifier, as you were saying, statesman, be in the middle. So it is a one side, so that it will look like okay, you're not for one person, else you'll be tagged, so it becomes balanced. But if it looks like say a one side pen people will tag you, and that's what people are feeling. Because Shitawale is doing the same thing. He's also speaking for MPP, but nobody is talking about it because we've seen him talk for NDC as well, and now he's talking for MPP, so we are cool. But Sarkodie, there are quite one side of the business. It's not a man for council, so I'm just saying you should be balanced. That's what I'm saying.
Hello.
I'm saying the fit harmonious.
Okay, that's a Shanton explanation. I can keep line on every so cry. Shanton, I'm for sex as an video. Almost as an video. Okay, I'm sure we can end it finally. And
I think so. No, I just want to say that I don't have any issues. I'm just saying it is okay if an artist decides to choose a side and stick with it. I mean, it's all right. It's his prerogative. It's his own choice. But but I said what he said, and I'm just saying that, and I've said it before when we were saying, I feel that Sarkodie should try and have a balance. And if he has a balance, that's okay. Your kind of that's what that cartoon away here. I also didn't like the cartoon the guy Sammy put out there. But I'm just saying that it looks like every time Sarkodie back against one of the party, and that's what you're doing. All right.